Here we are now. It's the middle of December. The snow has fallen. It is a beautiful time of year. I especially enjoy this time of year because it allows us to slow down. You know, the roads are not as good, so we have to slow down our driving. The days are shorter, the nights are longer, which kind of signals naturally that we should rest a little bit more. So I just enjoy that peacefulness of this season, trying to slow down, trying to think about how to do things better. And one thing came to mind this Sunday as I was shoveling was, why do people hurt themselves so much when they shovel? You know, so many people, they tweak their backs. At worst, they throw out their backs. Something going on. They need to learn how to do this better. What we're going to prepare you for today is how to understand shoveling properly, how to use your body more efficiently. It's not just a task. It's actually a skill. As crazy as that sounds. But we have to focus on not the task. We have to focus on the actual movement of this winter wonderland's most popular exercise, shoveling snow. Here we go. For the purpose of today's movement, shoveling snow, we're going to use a 15-pound mace. Now, what's great about this mace is that it's a wonderful fitness tool. A lot of things can happen with this, but because of all that weight here at the end, at the one end of that mace, this can really have some carryover into shoveling snow. So we're going to use this tool today to parallel into the snow shoveling activities. Now, a lot of people, they go wrong with the snow shoveling, as we mentioned earlier, because they see it as a task. That task is to get the snow from point A to point B, whichever way they do it. So if they get it from point A to point B, it's effective. They might have injured their back or had some low back pain while doing so, but it was effective. It's not enough to be effective to move the snow from point A to point B. It's about how well you can do it to preserve energy and to be safe. On top of everything else, we need you to be safe. You can take all the exercises in the world and do them, and you could still suffer from an injury shoveling snow because we're not integrating them together. And I'm going to tell you, the number one, the golden rule when doing this is to use the ground. Now, what do I mean by using the ground? When I take my shovel and I wind up, I pull that shovel back and I go through and I scoop that snow. I stab into the snow. From this point here, I need to keep my chest up. My hips go into a hinge. My hips push back so I have a nice rigid spine. A lot of people, this is where things go wrong. They just stand up with the snow in the end of the shovel and they use their waist more to come up. They just kind of round their back and stand up. And after a while, that gets fatiguing. And before you know it, finally the last straw on the camel's back, it's done. What we want you to focus on is once you make that initial stab, you need to push down on the ground with your feet when you rise. So I don't think about standing up in this position. I think about pushing down. As I push into that floor pushes back at me, gets that core fired up, and everything is used that needs to make that an efficient movement, make that a safe movement. So I'm going to shovel that snow, I'm going to push that ground down, and now from here, I could regroup, and I might get a little dip here and push that ground down again to throw that snow off to the side. I may scoop and shovel. I don't ever stand up out of that movement. I always push that ground down. Another important aspect is, and maybe this is my OCD, but you want to do equal numbers on each side. We have our dominant side. We always tend to go to that side right away, and that's okay. But we need to also practice our non-dominant side. Maybe that non-dominant side, it doesn't feel so natural, and that's okay. What you need to focus on is to slow it down. You need to slow down that movement, really get that core engaged. You're going to reap the benefits of a workout shoveling snow, but I want this to be a practical implication to keep you safe. Have fun this winter, enjoy the snow, but be safe and effective while doing so. So until next time, happy shoveling.